Hello everyone. I wanted to make a video about the characters from the Transformers movies and video games that I would like to see in the Studio Series line. Indeed, I find that the line has been going around in circles lately. The Gamer Edition line only does recolors of Seeker's molds. The Studio Series 1986 line takes over from the live-action movies while there are still a plethora of characters to make. Characters that would require new molds, of course, but that would be more pleasant than having the same characters all the time, and the G1 characters in addition that I don't have much to do with. I know there is an audience and that it's not a big deal. But I have the impression that the designers want to save time by releasing the same molds and characters again and again. Of all the announcements we've heard for 2026 and 2027, none of them have caught my attention. So I wanted to update my year-old video where I listed the missing Studio Series characters. The video was very incomplete, so now, instead of making a complete and neutral list, I'm going to make a personal list, and I invite you to put your wish list in the comments as well. We'll go in order of desire, in ascending order of desire to see them in the line. And so we start with number 10, which is Infernicus from The Last Night. In 2017, there was an Infernicus in the film line. I never had it in my hands, but the figurine seems correct to me, but I would like to have a more screen-accurate update. He is not one of my favorite characters, but I would like to see this Decepticon Colossus in a figurine with the current engineering. Next up, number 9, we have Stratosphere from Rise of the Beasts. So I think he'd be huge. Minimum leader class. I can't see him as a commander given the price and the fact that he's a very secondary character who wouldn't sell well enough to justify the size and price. I'd like to see this character as an official figure. It blows my mind that he didn't even have a toy at the time of the movie's release. Anyway, the biggest problems are his size, and the fact that the Studio Series line wants to make the toys in a consistent scale compared to the movies. But otherwise, I can see him as a leader class revised down. To be continued. In 8th place we have Blitzwing from the Bumblebee movie in the concept art line. The rather unknown concept art version of him as a triple changer. This is a very special request and will probably never happen, but I think it would make a good entry point to triple changers for the Studio Series line instead of Astrotrain next year. The big problem would be the engineering, I think. But anyway, I think we will never see this one. Number 7. Here we have Dispenser from the first movie, but he would reuse the Age of Extinction figure. He's impossible to find at a good price today, and given that the core class line is now cancelled, he wouldn't transform into a drink dispenser but rather a small truck like the 2014 figure. So, I think it's pretty possible to see him arrive one day. Then in 6th place I put Bloodhound from Rise of the Beasts. This is a 4th Terrorcon, never appeared on screen, so it would fit in the concept art line. Given its body shape, I think it would not be an easy task to render it in a convincing way. But I remain curious, and I think that in the long run, it is very likely to see it come into the line. In the middle of the rankings we find Breakaway from Revenge of the Fallen. I don't know if he would fit better in the Gamer Edition or concept art line. But I think it would be very easy to do. There is already a figurine of him that is quite good and faithful to his appearance in the concepts and video games, so an update is quite likely, I think. In 4th place we find Vortex, or this Decepticon helicopter that I find quite charming. I think it is Vortex, so I will call it that after. I believe it was designed by Josh Nitze around the time of Revenge of the Fallen, but I am not sure. Anyway, I think it would be very easy to make by partially reusing the mold of Dropkick in helicopter mode from the Bumblebee movie, but not completely either. Indeed, this Dropkick figure had a lot of flaws apparently, and this design deserves a good approach and a good figure in my opinion. In 3rd place we find Warpath from the Dark of the Moon video game. It's simple, I love this design, it's the one that made me love Warpath. It's a great way to pay homage to the G1 character by modernizing him. Honestly, I'm looking forward to this figure, if it ever comes out. Well, for the rest I cheated. The 2 figures in the top 1 are characters that I'm really looking forward to, but not one more than the other. I'm looking forward to them both with the same impatience. But here it is, the top one is shared by 2 characters, so I'm going to make a list of honorable mentions as top 2, if I may say so. So here are the honorable mentions: remolds of Jazz from 2007 and Crankcase from Dark of the Moon for obvious reasons, a Springer and a Depth Charge from Revenge of the Fallen, even if I don't believe it at all, especially for Depth Charge. Figures for Power Glide, Air Raid and Silverbolt from Dark of the Moon and the remaining Dinobots from Age of Extinction. And finally, number 1, the 2 figures I most want to see join my collection. Devkin from Dark of the Moon and Transit from Rise of the Beasts. I would kill to have studio series of these 2 characters, I find them incredible. Of course, in terms of engineering, they would not be obvious, and the sales would not necessarily be incredible because of the almost tertiary nature of these figures. But honestly, wouldn't that be more interesting rather than having yet another remold and repaint of Optimus, Seekers, or Bumblebee? I am really looking forward to these 2 figures and I can't wait to see them on my shelf. Maybe one day. I hope so. We are coming to the end of this video. I thank you for watching it to the end, and do not hesitate to put your own ranking in the comments once again, as well as the probabilities of seeing these figures in the line in the future. I wish you a good day and see you next time.